From massive open-world journeys and deep RPGs to creative platformers and unforgettable multiplayer games, this list covers the 20 Nintendo Switch games that continue to stand out years after release. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. The story begins when Mario receives a mysterious treasure map connected to the legendary Thousand-Year Door, sending him across a strange and memorable world filled with unique locations and characters. Rather than relying on fast-paced action, the game uses turn-based battles where timing matters. Pressing buttons at the right moment can strengthen attacks, block damage, and keep battles engaging from beginning to end. Mario also recruits partners with different abilities that help both in combat and exploration. The paper theme is used in clever ways, allowing Mario to fold, roll, and transform to solve puzzles and uncover secrets. Combined with excellent writing, funny dialogue, and steady character progression through badges and upgrades, every chapter feels different from the last. Even years later, it remains one of the most charming and enjoyable role-playing experiences Nintendo has ever created. Luigi's Mansion 3. Instead of saving kingdoms or collecting stars, Luigi finds himself trapped inside a luxurious haunted hotel, where each floor introduces a new theme, new puzzles, and plenty of ghosts to capture. Exploration is the heart of the experience, as players search rooms for hidden treasures, secret pathways, and clues that help progress through the story. Luigi's vacuum is much more than a ghost-catching tool, allowing him to pull objects, reveal hidden items, and interact with the environment in creative ways. The addition of Gooigi, a slime version of Luigi, expands puzzle solving even further by letting players access areas that Luigi cannot reach alone. The game balances humor and atmosphere perfectly, creating a spooky adventure that never becomes frightening. Every floor feels like its own mini-adventure, making the entire journey constantly surprising and enjoyable from start to finish. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. After being stranded on the mysterious Koholint Island, Link begins a quest to uncover the secrets of the island and find a way home. The game follows the classic Zelda formula of exploration, dungeon solving, and item progression. Each dungeon introduces new mechanics and challenges that gradually expand the player's options while opening new parts of the world. Combat is simple but satisfying, encouraging players to use different tools and weapons depending on the situation. What truly makes the experience stand out is its unusual atmosphere. The island feels peaceful, strange, and sometimes mysterious in ways that set it apart from other Zelda games. The remake's visual style gives every area the appearance of a living toy world, adding even more charm to an adventure that remains one of Nintendo's most beloved classics decades after its original release. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The story follows Rex, a young salvager who becomes involved in a journey that gradually grows into something much larger than he ever expected. Combat combines real-time movement with cooldown-based abilities and layered systems that reward learning and experimentation. Players fight alongside powerful beings known as blades, each providing unique abilities, combat styles, and progression paths. Outside battles, the world encourages exploration with huge environments, hidden treasures, side quests, and powerful enemies waiting to challenge adventurous players. The game steadily introduces new mechanics over dozens of hours, creating a strong sense of growth throughout the journey. Combined with memorable locations, emotional storytelling, and an impressive soundtrack, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 remains one of the most ambitious RPGs available on Nintendo Switch.
Why not? Yeah!
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury offers two excellent Mario adventures in one package. The main game focuses on creative platforming stages that can be played solo or cooperatively with friends. Every level introduces fresh ideas, whether it's unique enemies, moving platforms, special power-ups, or clever challenges that keep the experience constantly entertaining. Character choices add variety, as each hero controls slightly differently. Bowser's Fury takes a completely different approach by placing Mario in a connected, open environment, where exploration plays a much larger role. Players can freely travel between islands, collect catshines, and gradually unlock more of the world, while dealing with the occasional appearance of a giant, enraged Bowser. The contrast between the structured level design of 3D World and the freedom offered by Bowser's Fury creates a package that showcases two different directions for modern Mario gameplay. Metroid Dread brings Samus Aran back in a fast-paced adventure that combines exploration, combat, and survival in a way that feels modern while staying true to the series' roots. The story begins when Samus is sent to investigate a remote planet after mysterious signs suggest that a dangerous threat may still exist. As she ventures deeper underground, she discovers a massive, interconnected world filled with hidden passages, powerful enemies, and upgrades that gradually expand where she can go. Movement is one of the game's biggest strengths, with Samus able to slide, wall jump, dash, and navigate environments with incredible speed once players master her abilities. Throughout the journey, the EMMI robots create tense moments as they patrol specific areas and force players to think quickly to avoid capture. The game constantly rewards curiosity, encouraging players to search for secrets, energy upgrades, and weapon enhancements. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Instead of focusing on combat, high scores, or saving the world, it gives players the freedom to create a life on a deserted island at their own pace. After arriving with only a few basic tools, players gradually transform the island into a thriving community, filled with homes, shops, decorations, and friendly animal residents. Daily activities include fishing, bug catching, fossil hunting, crafting furniture, collecting resources, and customizing nearly every part of the island. The real-time calendar and seasonal events help the world feel alive throughout the year, with different creatures, holidays, and activities appearing over time. Progress happens naturally as players develop their island and build relationships with villagers. Whether spending a few minutes relaxing after a long day or investing hundreds of hours into designing the perfect island, Animal Crossing creates a comforting experience that remains enjoyable years after its release. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. At its core, the game is about racing, but the combination of creative tracks, unpredictable items, and accessible controls makes every race feel different. Players can choose from a huge roster of characters and compete across courses inspired by locations from throughout Nintendo's history, as well as entirely original creations. The driving mechanics are easy to understand, but offer plenty of depth through drifting, boost management, and track knowledge. Items create constant surprises, allowing players who fall behind to stay competitive while forcing leaders to stay alert until the finish line. The game includes local multiplayer, online competition, battle modes, and an enormous collection of tracks thanks to post-launch additions. Whether playing casually with friends and family or competing online against skilled opponents, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe delivers fast, exciting races that remain just as fun in 2026 as they were at launch. Astral Chain. Set in a futuristic city facing attacks from creatures emerging from another dimension, players take the role of a special police officer tasked with investigating strange incidents while protecting humanity from growing threats. Combat revolves around a system unlike anything else on the platform. Instead of controlling a single fighter, players battle alongside a powerful living weapon called a Legion. Managing both characters at the same time creates encounters that feel strategic and rewarding as players coordinate attacks, dodge enemy strikes, and discover powerful combinations. Outside combat, the game includes investigation segments where players gather clues, question witnesses, and solve smaller cases before moving deeper into the story. The world is filled with detailed environments, memorable characters, and a sense of mystery that keeps the narrative engaging throughout the journey. Fire Emblem Three Houses combines strategic battles with character-driven storytelling to create one of the deepest role-playing experiences on Nintendo Switch. Players take on the role of a professor at a military academy where students from 3 rival houses train for the future. Early on, choosing a house determines which group of characters will accompany you throughout the story, leading to different perspectives on the events that unfold. Battles take place on grid-based maps where positioning, unit strengths, and careful planning are essential for success. Between missions, players spend time teaching students, improving their skills, building relationships, and helping them grow into powerful warriors. This academy system creates a strong connection to the cast because their development depends largely on the choices made throughout the game. As the story progresses, political tensions and personal conflicts begin to reshape the world around them.
Weak.
luck wasn't with you.
Saw that coming.
Metroid Prime Remastered. The story begins when bounty hunter Samus Aran answers a distress signal and uncovers a dangerous mystery tied to a strange substance known as Phazon. Unlike the side-scrolling structure of most Metroid games, Prime places players directly behind Samus's visor, creating a first-person perspective that makes exploration feel much more immersive. The adventure revolves around navigating an interconnected world, scanning alien life forms and ancient technology, solving environmental puzzles, and collecting upgrades that unlock previously inaccessible areas. Every new ability expands both combat options and exploration possibilities, creating a constant sense of progression. The atmosphere is one of the game's greatest strengths, with lonely environments, subtle storytelling, and excellent environmental design making the world feel believable and mysterious.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land successfully brings Nintendo's Pink Hero into a fully realized 3D adventure, while keeping everything fans love about the series. The story follows Kirby as he arrives in a mysterious world filled with abandoned cities, overgrown structures, and strange creatures. Like previous Kirby games, players can inhale enemies and copy their abilities, gaining access to powers that completely change how stages are approached. Sword attacks, fire abilities, ranged combat, and many other powers encourage experimentation throughout the adventure. The game introduces Mouthful mode, allowing Kirby to interact with oversized objects in creative and often humorous ways that help solve puzzles and navigate environments. Levels are packed with hidden objectives, collectibles, and optional challenges that reward careful exploration. The difficulty remains approachable without feeling overly simple, making it enjoyable for both younger players and longtime fans.
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. The story takes place after humanity escapes a devastating conflict on Earth and crash lands on the alien planet Mira. As a member of a settlement struggling to survive, players explore vast regions filled with wildlife, hostile creatures, and secrets hidden across enormous landscapes. Exploration is the driving force behind the experience, with nearly every mountain, desert, forest, and coastline visible in the distance eventually becoming accessible. Combat combines real-time movement with strategic ability management, rewarding players who learn how different attacks and character builds work together. As the adventure progresses, players gain access to skells, powerful mechanized vehicles that dramatically expand mobility and combat possibilities. The scale of the world constantly creates moments of discovery, encouraging players to venture beyond the main story.
Follow me.
Target in sight! Shadow strike!
Assault hammer!
Nice! Move in and do some damage!
Flame grenade!
Super Mario Party Jamboree takes the classic party game formula and expands it with more content, larger boards, and a huge variety of activities. The main mode revolves around players moving around themed boards, collecting coins, purchasing stars, and competing in minigames after each round. While luck plays a role, smart decisions about movement, item usage, and board strategy can have a major impact on the final result. The game features one of the biggest collections of minigames in the series, covering everything from quick reaction challenges and cooperative tasks to competitive contests that test timing and precision. Different boards introduce their own rules and events, ensuring matches rarely play out the same way twice. Whether playing locally with friends and family, or online with players around the world, every session creates memorable moments thanks to unexpected twists and last-minute comebacks. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. At first glance, the game may seem familiar, but nearly every level introduces a creative mechanic that changes how players interact with the world. The story follows Mario and friends as they journey through the Flower Kingdom to stop Bowser's latest scheme, but the focus is firmly on the gameplay. Wonder Flowers are the centerpiece of the experience, triggering surprising transformations that can completely alter a stage in unexpected ways. Pipes may come alive, environments can shift dramatically, and entirely new challenges can appear within seconds. The movement remains smooth and responsive, giving players precise control as they run, jump, and explore increasingly inventive levels. New power-ups add even more variety, while optional challenges reward skilled players looking for extra goals. The result is a platforming adventure that constantly introduces new ideas, making every stage feel exciting and difficult to predict from beginning to end. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. The story follows Shulk, a young researcher whose life changes after a devastating attack forces him to leave home and begin a journey across the bodies of two colossal beings locked in an endless battle. The world itself is one of the game's greatest achievements, with entire regions built upon these massive titans, creating landscapes that feel both enormous and unforgettable. Combat takes place in real time and revolves around positioning, timing abilities, and working alongside party members who each bring their own strengths to battle. As players progress, new skills, equipment, and character relationships create a satisfying sense of growth. Exploration is constantly rewarded through hidden areas, side quests, powerful enemies, and breathtaking viewpoints. The story gradually expands in scale while remaining focused on its memorable cast, making every major discovery feel meaningful.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes everything the series learned from previous entries and brings it together in a massive adventure filled with exploration, strategic combat, and emotional storytelling. The game follows two groups of soldiers from opposing nations who become connected by circumstances that challenge everything they have been taught about the world. The journey takes players across enormous environments filled with secrets, side quests, hidden bosses, and opportunities to strengthen their party. Combat builds upon earlier Xenoblade systems while introducing new mechanics that encourage teamwork and adaptability during battles. Players can freely customize classes, experiment with different party compositions, and develop strategies that suit their preferred playstyle. One of the game's strengths is how much attention it gives its characters, allowing relationships and personal struggles to develop naturally throughout the adventure.
Quit being an idiot! Stand back!
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Returning to Hyrule, players once again have the freedom to travel wherever curiosity leads them. But this time, the world extends far beyond what existed before. New abilities give players unprecedented freedom to interact with the environment, solve puzzles, and approach challenges using their own creativity. Building vehicles, machines, and tools becomes a core part of exploration, allowing players to cross rivers, climb mountains, or reach distant objectives in countless ways. The world constantly rewards experimentation because there is rarely a single correct solution to a problem. Combat remains flexible, encouraging players to combine equipment and abilities in inventive ways. Alongside exploration, the story introduces new mysteries and threats that gradually unfold throughout the adventure. Even in 2026, Breath of the Wild remains one of the most influential games ever created. After awakening from a long slumber, Link emerges into a vast kingdom that can be explored almost entirely from the very beginning. Rather than guiding players through a strict sequence of objectives, the game encourages freedom and discovery. Mountains on the horizon can be climbed, distant landmarks can be investigated, and unexpected encounters often lead to memorable adventures. Survival elements such as weather, temperature, and resource management add another layer to exploration without becoming overwhelming. Combat rewards creativity by allowing players to use the environment, different weapons, and various abilities to overcome challenges. Shrines scattered throughout the world provide clever puzzles and opportunities to improve Link's abilities, while hidden secrets can be found in nearly every region. Super Mario Odyssey. The adventure begins when Bowser launches another plan involving Princess Peach, sending Mario on a globe-spanning journey through a collection of imaginative kingdoms. Each location offers its own visual identity, challenges, and secrets, making exploration a major part of the experience. The centerpiece of the gameplay is Cappy, Mario's companion who allows him to capture enemies and objects, temporarily gaining their abilities and opening entirely new ways to interact with the environment. This mechanic keeps the adventure fresh from beginning to end, because every kingdom introduces new possibilities. Movement is exceptionally satisfying, giving players a wide range of jumps, dives, and advanced techniques that make simply traveling through the world fun. Hidden collectibles, optional objectives, and creative platforming challenges ensure there is always something worth discovering. Let us know which game is your favorite and which titles you think deserved a spot on the list.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.